channel. My name is Giselle. In today's tutorial, we're going to be making these beautiful hot cocoa bombs step by step. I'm going to walk you guys through the entire process. Just in case you guys need a little bit of help, I totally got you. Now without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So our first step is going to be melting our almond bark in the microwave for 30 seconds at a time. You want to make sure you stop and stir after each and every addition. Now you can also use any kind of candy melt you guys have at hand or even real chocolate. Just keep in mind, if you are going to use real chocolate, you guys will have to temper that correctly. If you don't, it can possibly melt on you and it's going to be all for nothing. So just, make sure that is tempered before starting the next step. To color our chocolate, today we're going to use my favorite brand, Chef Master. This one will be in the color pink, and also make sure you are purchasing a candy color. Candy colors are specifically for all chocolate use. It is oil-based and just blends in super perfect with our chocolate. So we're going to give this a really good stir just to make sure we don't have any more hot pink streaks in our chocolate. So now that we have our super pretty pink color, it's time to hop on to our chocolate mold. So in this case, I'm actually going to cut this down the middle and the sides. Each one is going to be an individual mold, and this is just going to help us disperse the chocolate evenly all throughout, like the little sphere mold, super easily. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I cut it. So just take your scissors and take your time, but we're going to cut this all the way down and the sides as well. Now you guys know that I love to recommend really great products here on my channel. The only thing with this mold, I really tried to make it work. I gave it a try of 4 to 5 times and I just couldn't find a way to make it work at the end. The reason is because at the bottom there is like this cross shaped design, and it is meant to prevent the mold from moving around too much. But in this case, it leaves an indentation in our chocolate spheres, and I will not recommend that product. It just did not work out, and I don't even know how I eventually got that one, but it just looked really cool and I thought I'd give it a shot, but it didn't work out. Right now I have one coming in the mail, so I'm going to wait for that one, and I'll recommend the next one that I post here on my channel. Now we're going to start filling up our sphere mold. So this is very simple. This is one of my favorite hacks to use. So we're going to pour about halfway up of our sphere mold with chocolate. Then we're going to pick it up and just make sure like everything is completely covered. You do not want to miss that step. Then with the remaining chocolate that we have left in our sphere mold, we're going to add this to the back mold. So we're just going to kind of just like follow that same trail throughout, all of them until they are completely covered. So I'm actually just going to do 2 more of these, and we'll be back to show you guys how to do the marbled effect on our cocoa bomb. Now let's move on to our marbled cocoa bomb. So here I have a little bit of my white chocolate, and I'm just going to add this inside of our sphere mold first. It doesn't matter how you add it inside, just make sure you do not add in too much. Then we're going to take our pink chocolate, and we're also going to do that same effect just on top of that. You want to make sure you add just a little bit more than we did with the white, and it's going to be the same process. We're going to pick it up and move it all around. Then after that, we're going to bring all that extra chocolate back inside our silicone cup, and that is it for this process. Now that we're done with the last cocoa bomb, we're going to place these on our sheet tray, and this will be going into the refrigerator or the freezer for about 4 to 5 minutes or until it's completely set. Now with the magic of editing, we are back and ready to go on to step number 2. We're now going to use our silicone pastry brush, and we're going to dip this inside of our pink chocolate. Also make sure that is the correct consistency before starting. So we're going to add a really good layer all the way around. You don't want this to be super thick, just make sure we have more than enough for it to go all around the sphere mold. And we're going to repeat the same process all throughout the rest of our cocoa bombs. So I have a couple tips for you. So you can either use this silicone pastry brush that I'm using here in this video, or you can also invest in a regular pastry brush. The only thing with that, just make sure that the bristles are not going to fall off and that they're super adhered to that brush, because if one falls off, they're most likely all going to start falling off one by one. So it's very important you guys invest in a really high quality pastry brush. But if you guys want to stay a little bit more on the safe side, I would recommend to purchase this pastry brush. It has really thick bristles, or it has really thick silicone bristles, and I just feel like you will be able to see if one falls off. Now these will be going back into my refrigerator or my freezer for another 4 to 5 minutes. We are now back with our third and final step of this cocoa bomb. So now we're just going to add chocolate around the top outer corner of our bomb. So I'm just going to take a small amount of chocolate and I'm going to focus it on the outer edge, like I'm showing you guys here in the video. And that is it for this step. This will be going back into my refrigerator or the freezer for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then we're going to hop on to the next step. So while we are waiting for our cocoa bombs to set, we're going to work on our decoration. Now inside of my piping bag, I just have some plain black candy melts, and we're going to pipe this directly inside of all of our different molds. So we have a skull mold, we also have the bat and the bows. So they're all really pretty, and this is going to be like a really glam cocoa bomb. So another color that you can make this would be, you could do it white, purple, orange. I mean, you could do so many different colors. It does not have to be black. Just keep in mind, if you guys do choose to make these black, when you pour your milk over the cocoa bomb, it's going to turn a little bit of a gray color. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to use too much black. So, totally up to you. You can also change the color like I said. But yeah, we're just going to finish these up, and these will go in the refrigerator as well. Now let's start unmolding all of our bombs. So we're first going to pull away from the edges. This is going to help it release any kind of tension that's around the cocoa bomb. Then we're going to place our palm at the bottom and release upward. Look how pretty that looks. It looks super gorgeous. And remember what I told you guys earlier about that indentation in my chocolate? Well, there it is. You guys can kind of see it. It's like kind of visible there. I mean, if you cover it with drizzles, you're not going to be able to see it at all. But it still bothers me because I just don't like to see that there. I like it to be super clean and seamless and super shiny, but it's okay, it happens. We have to learn from what we purchased and what works and what doesn't. So I'm glad you guys saw here on camera what I was talking to you guys about. And look at this gorgeous marbled cocoa bomb. It came out super stunning. I love it. You guys are going to love what we're going to do with it later. So here's another one of our marbled bombs. And lastly, it's going to be one of our regulars. Now off camera, I went off and just did one in white, which I'll show you guys a little bit during this video. But next up, we're going to work on our letter molds here, and we're going to spell out the words boo. Now we're going to start assembling our cocoa bomb. So in the microwave, I just placed my plate in there for at least 2.5 minutes, making sure it's super hot. So now we're going to grab our cupcake liner and 1/2 of the bottom of our cocoa bomb. So we're going to melt this down just a little bit. Then we're going to place it directly on our little cupcake liner, and we're going to repeat that process for only the bottoms, not the tops yet. So now it's time to fill up our cocoa bomb. So we're going to use 1 tablespoon of your favorite hot chocolate mix, or you can also use this white chocolate cocoa mix, which I will be using here today. So that's just going to be the base for our flavoring here. Next up, we're going to add in some sprinkles and some marshmallows. Lastly, we're going to add a little bit of a surprise. We're going to add some really pretty glitter inside. Now it's time for that glitter. Today we're going to use 1/2 of a teaspoon. We don't want to use the entire 1/8, but we just want to use about half of it. And we're going to add this directly inside, and that's just going to give us this really pretty shine when we burst open our little cocoa bomb. It's going to look super adorable. So now it's time to heat up our plate back in the microwave, so make sure that's hot. We're going to grab the other half of this sphere mold. We're going to place it on our hot plate again, and then we're going to directly place this on top of our hot cocoa bomb. And this is just going to help everything come back together and just form one sphere. And I will show you guys in a little bit how to troubleshoot just in case that top sphere mold doesn't happen to go all around the bottom edge and you can kind of see it through. So I'll go ahead and talk to you guys about what to do if that happens. So if this does happen to you, I totally have your back. This is completely normal. It happens to me as well. So our first option is going to be to use a small little brush. So we're going to dip this inside of our chocolate, and we're just going to run it on the side of our cocoa bomb. So just kind of take your time and go all the way around. Option number 2 being you can place a little bit of your pink chocolate inside of a piping bag. You're going to cut a small tip and you're just going to run that all across the side of your cocoa bomb. Then you can either roll it in sprinkles, or you can use another brush and just kind of smooth it out on the sides. Now we're ready to start decorating. So inside of a Ziploc bag, I have some pink chocolate, and we're going to use this to create our fun drizzles on there. So we're just going to do a regular simple drizzle. So we're just going to, go side to side and just go from the top all the way down. And we're going to do that same effect to our second cocoa bomb. So to our first bomb, we're going to place in the center a bit more chocolate, and we're going to add our black little skull. So we're going to position this in the center, and to the other cocoa bomb, we're going to place the letters boo right on top and adhere with a little bit of chocolate in the back. Now to a small bowl, I'm going to add just a small amount of water and also 1 drop of our liquid gel coloring in the color black. And we're going to give this a really good mix, making sure everything gets nice and distributed. So just give that a really good stir. We're now going to pick up our white bomb and we're just going to go in with the back with that brush. And I'm just going to do like these really cute polka dots all around. Now for this to fully dry, it takes about 30 minutes, so you just want to leave your bomb out at room temperature until this completely sets and it just like settles into itself. I don't even know how it does it, but it just dries and it doesn't like want to fall or anything, so it's really great. This method's awesome. I would definitely use this more often. And you can also use poppy paint, and poppy paint is a great alternative as well if you guys do own that. That was my original plan, but it didn't come in on time, so it's okay, we can do that next time. We're going to add more of this really pretty glitter. I'm just going to like put some on my brush and just place this all around. I just love glitter, so I just had to add more glitter, of course, but if you guys don't want to add in any more glitter, the inside is just fine. We can just leave it like that too. Lastly, we're onto our packaging. So inside of this cute little box, it's so adorable, it's like super tiny. We're going to place inside all of our bombs. So one by one, here they are. We have the boo, the bat, the little polka dots, and our skull. So we're just going to take one individually and just place it inside where our cupcake liners are and just arrange them any kind of way you guys want to. To tie this all together, we're going to finish this off with a really cute black bow in the corner. We're also going to add this really cute sticker. Now I made these and they're available to purchase on my Etsy if you guys would like to help support me. That'd be super awesome. I totally appreciate it. So we're gonna place that on there, and lastly, this really cute Happy Halloween topper totally matches our vibe here today. And if you did enjoy this tutorial, don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. I'm going to be posting more Halloween tutorials. I'll catch you guys on my next video. Bye guys, have a lovely day!